Hi, it's Paul here from selfhelpforlife.com, and in today's video I'm going to talk about self-hypnosis versus meditation. I'm going to talk a bit about the characteristics of each, some of the benefits, and this will hopefully give you some insights into which one might be better for you. You might even decide that you want to do both practices. So what is meditation? Well, meditation is basically a technique or a process to help you still or calm your mind. And it does this by focusing on something. So you can meditate with your eyes open or your eyes closed. So if you have your eyes open, you're probably likely to focus on some kind of object in the room, and that's your main focus. Or you can have your eyes closed and maybe focus on a mantra. So you could be repeating something out loud or silently to yourself, or you could focus on your breathing. But the key characteristic is that you're focusing on something. And the idea is that when thoughts arise, you let them go. You just let those thoughts drift away, or you observe them. And what will often happen is you'll start to notice yourself following certain thoughts. But as soon as you notice that, you then drift your mind back to whatever it is the object that you are focusing on. So what are the objectives of meditation? Well, a big one is it will help you feel more at peace, it will help you feel more relaxed, and it will help you feel happier. It's also great for improving concentration, because by focusing on that one thing, that really helps develop that power of concentration. It helps you be more in the moment, because you're focusing on that one thing and it's making you feel very present. It also makes you very aware of thoughts and feelings, because you'll be noticing the kind of thoughts you're having, the kind of feelings you're experiencing at the time. So you can become very aware of that. And it's also helps you achieve a very calm state of consciousness. I could even call it like an altered state of consciousness, but a very calm kind of state of consciousness. And the reason for that is your brain waves slow down from the typical beta level, which is what you normally experience, down to the alpha level. And I've talked about brainwaves in another video which will appear right up here. Now, often, but not always, meditation is part of a wider spiritual practice. So there's quite a lot of different spiritual practices that include meditation. However, it doesn't have to be part of a spiritual practice. It's just that it often is. So that's one difference. And typically meditation is not guided. So it's you doing this by yourself, focusing on your breathing or focusing on a mantra. Unless you're listening to a guided meditation. So that's when you're listening to a meditation recording. And when you're doing that, that's actually very similar to self-hypnosis. So I'm assuming here that the type of meditation you're doing is it's by yourself. You're not listening to any recording. You're just focusing on your breathing, a mantra, or something like that. And another great thing about meditation is it's incredibly easy to do. It's just a case of taking 10 minutes out, 10 or 15 minutes or so, even just 5 minutes, and just focusing on one thing for that time and just seeing what your mind does. And that is something you can do pretty much anywhere. You know, you don't need anything to do that. You can do that pretty much anywhere. So what is hypnosis and self-hypnosis? So the first thing about hypnosis is that it's also about achieving some kind of altered state of consciousness, so some kind of calmer feeling, some kind of consciousness or awareness that is different from your normal everyday state. But the reasons for doing that are different to meditation. So the reasons for that are to access your subconscious mind and to make changes at the subconscious level. Now, hypnosis is normally guided by someone else, so that could be a hypnotherapist that's guiding you through the process, or you could be listening to a self-hypnosis recording where someone else is guiding you through the process. Now, you could also record that yourself and have you guiding you through the process, but you're normally listening to something that's guiding you through some kind of technique or process. As I mentioned, self-hypnosis or hypnosis is about accessing the unconscious mind, and a number of techniques that would be used to help with that. It includes positive suggestions. So when you're in a very relaxed state, any kind of positive ideas you say to yourself or you hear on a recording are going to go in at a much deeper level than if you were just listening to those in a normal waking state. So positive suggestions about what you want in life or about something you want to change. It could also include techniques to resolve and release unhelpful memories from the past. So perhaps traumatic experiences or just things from the past that when you think about them make you feel bad in some way now. Also, self-hypnosis or any kind of hypnosis is great for accessing and changing sensations, experiences, resolving fears, accessing resources, dealing with obstacles, habits and emotions. And these are all things that can be sometimes difficult to access in a normal conscious waking state. So hypnosis helps you access those different things. It can also be used to help switch off or reduce physical discomfort and pain. And as I mentioned, there's specific techniques that a hypnotherapist can take you through to resolve traumas and phobias and things like that. Probably harder to do that using self-hypnosis, but it is possible. But generally, there's some of the things you could do as well. So what are some of the similarities then between self-hypnosis and meditation? Well, they both involve some kind of different or altered state of consciousness, which is very different from your normal waking state. They also both involve your brain waves changing from the beta level down to the slower alpha wave level. And they both involve some kind of disassociation that involves you forgetting temporarily where you are, being much less aware of your surroundings and physical surroundings, that kind of thing. And also more of an internal focus. So an internal focus on your thoughts and perhaps your feelings as well. And they both involve some kind of focused attention. So whether that's on your breathing, repeating a mantra, focusing on a specific object, if you've got your eyes open, or a self-hypnosis or guided meditation recording, or a live hypnotherapist taking you through the process. And they're both great for reducing stress. Meditation does it slightly differently because the process itself helps you reduce stress. And with hypnosis, it's the combination of the relaxed state and the positive suggestions or visualizations that help you achieve that relaxed state and reduce stress. So what are the differences between self-hypnosis and meditation? Well, self-hypnosis tends to be more goal-oriented. There's a purpose behind it. So that purpose could be things like to increase motivation, increase confidence, to stop procrastinating, to eat more healthily so you can lose weight, to motivate yourself to exercise, to stop smoking, stop nail biting, and lots of other different things. So typically you'll listen to a self-hypnosis recording that is designed to help you with some aspect of your life that you want to change. With meditation, that's not normally the case. It's just the act of meditating that helps you reduce that stress and make you feel calmer. Self-hypnosis and hypnosis generally is not spiritual, so that's quite a key difference. Self-hypnosis usually involves the use of visualization and guided imagery, so using your imagination. So meditation doesn't really use that part of the brain. Another difference is that self-hypnosis or hypnosis can happen automatically. So when you're driving and you've been driving for half an hour and you can't really remember what's happened for the last half hour or an hour because you've been just focusing in that concentration state, that's a form of hypnosis. The same if you're reading a really good book and you become very unaware of everything else that's around you, or you're watching a really great, fantastic, exciting movie, and again you're very unaware of everything else that's happening. So self-hypnosis can, to some degree, happen automatically. Self-hypnosis is also about the ability to recall things that you wouldn't normally be aware of in your normal waking state. So those could be things like past memories, even messages from the body that become to the front when you're in that very relaxed state. Self-hypnosis is very much about influencing the subconscious mind directly by using suggestions and other techniques as well. And it's also about letting go of unhelpful feelings and emotions as well. So there's definitely a letting go part of it. If you're listening to a recording that helps you with that kind of thing, then that's really easy to do in hypnosis as well. And meditation is very much about being in the present. It's about being mindful. It's about being absolutely in the present moment. Now with self-hypnosis, often your mind is actually somewhere else. Okay, so although your mind could be visualizing something you want in the future, it could be focusing on some emotions you want to let go, it could be focusing on some kind of past memory that you want to resolve. So your mind is actually often somewhere else, somewhere completely different from where you are now. So that's a key difference. And generally, self-hypnosis or any kind of hypnosis is normally guided by someone else. So you're going to be listening to a recording, or you have a hypnotherapist taking you through it live. It's much harder but not impossible to do self-hypnosis without any kind of recording. The problem with that is it's very easy for your mind to wander without you noticing. So typically having yourself or someone else guiding you is really great. So if it's yourself, record some things that you want to change and then listen to the recording. So what about guided meditations? Well, in my mind, a guided meditation is very similar to a self-hypnosis recording. Because a guided meditation will typically have some kind of focus to it. So normally, when you're listening to that, it will be helping you to achieve some kind of state. Now, with a guided meditation, it's often more about achieving some kind of emotional state or a certain peace of mind, rather than maybe changing a habit or a behavior. But there's definitely a purpose behind it. And a guided meditation can also help you reprogram your subconscious mind in the same way as a self-hypnosis recording could do. So in my mind, they're actually very similar, and they both also give you that relaxed state and give you those nice suggestions that can just slip inside at a more deeper level. So which one should you do? Well, I would say do both if you can. I typically do a 10-minute meditation in the morning. That just helps me focus, feel grounded, more peaceful, and improves my concentration as well. And then other times of the day, I'll listen to self-hypnosis recordings to help me with specific goals and skills that I want to improve over time. Now, if your goal is really just to feel more peaceful, more relaxed and reduce anxiety, then meditation is great for that. But if you have some other specific goal in your mind, then self-hypnosis is going to help you achieve that, but also give you the benefits of just being in a more relaxed state of consciousness as well. So I hope you found this video useful and now understand much more about the differences and the similarities between self-hypnosis and meditation. And I hope it helps you decide which practice to use for yourself, or whether, like me, you use both of them. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and do leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. And do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and click the bell notification. That way you will always be notified whenever I release a future video. And do check out my website, that is selfhelpforlife.com. On my website you will find the written versions to many of these videos, and also a link to my podcast and social media as well. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to sharing more great content with you very soon. Bye for now.